So here I am in the Azure portal walking you through the Azure Advisor service offering. So as you see, we got 5 major categories: high availability, security, performance, operational excellence, and cost. So here Azure Advisor is giving us recommendations about each one of these categories. If you click on each one of them one by one, you'll start to see those recommendations. Under high availability, as it says, we need to enable active gateways for redundancy. The potential benefits of activating it, what are the impacted resources, and when was it updated. Now, if you click on this description further, it will tell you the documentation and also the affected resources. You can click on this Learn More button to know more about the benefits of activating it. This pane here acts like an alerting tool as well, more like a ticketing tool. So I can check this box and either choose to postpone it so that it does not appear on the screen for some time, or dismiss it totally so you will never be able to see it on the screen forever. You can download it as a PDF so you can then send it to a particular department or create an alert. We'll talk more about alerts in a minute. I'll go back to high availability section, look at the second recommendation. It says use availability sets for improved fault tolerance, and similarly for others. You can go back and then look at other recommendations here under security. It says that I gotta enable multi-factor authentication with owner permissions on your subscription. If you click on it, it will take us to the documentation as to how do you enable multi-factor authentication for certain accounts. There you go. You can click on Learn More, which will take us to the documentation and the affected resources on the bottom. There are remediation steps, and it tells us how do you enable multi-factor authentication. Here is a step-by-step manual. You can follow this to enable MFA for your users. What will happen if MFA is not enabled? Well, these are the threats. An account can be breached or a privilege elevation can happen. Let's look at performance category. At this point, we do not have any performance recommendations, but usually you will see if a CPU is being overutilized or underutilized, you will see them under performance section. So Azure Advisor now has a new category called as operational excellence. This wasn't there till the last Ignite program in November. So this new category will help us follow best practices for efficiency, workflow processes, resource manageability, and deployment. Azure Advisor's new category will help us follow better processes. As you see, some of these recommendations are listed right here. For example, enforce audit VMs that do not use managed disks using Azure policy. Now, if I click on it, it will tell us the affected resource and then also tell us how we can enable it. What are the possible recommendations in this case? As always, you can postpone and dismiss this action if required. Under cost, you will see methods to optimize and reduce your overall Azure spend. This is done by identifying your idle and underutilized resources. So you can now get cost recommendations from this cost tab on the Azure Advisor dashboard. Although certain application scenarios can result in low utilization by design, but you can often save money by managing the size and number of virtual machines. Azure Advisor's evaluation models will consider a virtual machine for shutdown when the max value of CPU utilization is less than 3% and network utilization is less than 2% over a 7-day period. You can see all recommendations. This is a one-stop shop for all the recommendations in one single place. So you can consider Azure Advisor as your personalized cloud consultant that will help you follow best practices to optimize your Azure deployments. It will analyze your resource configuration, usage telemetry, and then recommends solutions that can help you improve the cost effectiveness, performance, high availability, and security of your Azure resources.